Hey, what's up? It's Rashad.
And I'm Keisha.
Hang with the Joneses, episode number 83.
83, okay.
And we're back talking about stuff. Again, I'm just here for the fun. This is really Trakesha show. I think I'm about
Not
to.
my whole government.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's on your card. I feel like we should just rename the show to something else. Like it's Trakesha show. Rashad just here to tag along.
Keisha and friend.
Because I don't want to do it by myself. I feel like that's what we should rename
Keisha and
this.
friend.
Yeah, friend. Singular.
My buddy.
All right, but today I want to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to our heart, and that is essentially having a disagreement and then being able to come out the other side of that disagreement not hating each other. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. It was funny when you said near and dear because the conversation is about arguments. It's like we hold argument dear to our heart.
I do. Love a good argument.
Well, what's a good argument, Mr. Jones? What's a good argument?
I don't know. Usually the ones I win. You know?
How many of those?
Not many.
So that's the first argument. There are no wins.
Yeah, I know. I mean, facetious. Like I think that's something that we had to learn. I'm sorry. I had to learn early on is that when it comes to an argument, especially with a spouse, there is no winning. It's just you are getting your point across probably with more veracity or just, I know we don't do this, but like people just be out here just yelling and cussing and fussing at each other.
Oh, that was my bottom line from day one.
And that's not really that's not a winner. Like y'all both losing, especially if you're a guy. And then I have a very hard and fast rule, pause, that I make sure that I don't argue with women. Like I don't. Like I'm not about I know this sounds chauvinist, but it's just how I operate. So I won't go to jail. On some dumb stuff. So I'm like, yo, I'm not about to argue back and forth and go, nah, not in public.
He just argues with me.
I don't. Yeah, that's it.
Just with me.
I gotta take it out on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, like I don't because it makes me look like the idiot, and then the other party can just they can flip it how they want it because they see me being the quote unquote aggressor in the situation, and then I lose control, and I don't want to do that.
And even in the beginning, we have established boundaries for arguments. Like, don't call me out my name. I don't care how upset you get. Take your break, and I won't call you out your name out loud. Don't scream at me. Like we had rules to engagement from the very beginning. So if anytime we felt like we was getting to that point where we was about to yell or go, the conversation ended. However, ended, but it had to come. We had to come back to it. Someone's not always good at coming back to it, but ended. But honestly, you had to come back to it that day, just giving us time to have a cool head. And then also something else Rashad and I had to discuss earlier on is the purpose of my argument. Like, I don't want you to say, or my argument or communication, like, I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to hear me out. I don't want you to come back with a solution. Let me kind of process and get this off of me. Because Rashad would come in and it's like, come in with a solution. Like if I bring in, which will lead to no argument or a disagreement. So if I come in with I'm having a problem or something happened, I'm trying to talk to Rashad and he's like, so at the end, are you saying that the problem is da, 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 da? Okay, so why don't you just do X, Y, Z? And I'm like, that's not what I came here for. So I literally have to say sometimes, like, I just want you to listen. I'm just venting. And sometimes, like, okay, I need your help. What would you do? Or what solution? Do you think I could do something? And that helped save a lot of argument because I felt like he wasn't listening to me. And he probably felt like, let me know, am I over explaining?
This situation?
Yeah.
No. You can keep talking.
Okay. And then I had to learn, even our disagreement, I can't expect him to respond like a woman would.
Yeah, because I don't have a vagina. So the main thing is, especially when it comes to like how, I don't want to use generalities, but how men and women think sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I much rather have some sort of, okay, I hear a problem, you must want a solution. Because why is we talking for 20 minutes and you don't need no help? Like, I don't understand your point right now. And it's taking a very long time to just accept that, okay, you just want to talk. And that's it. And it's still difficult at times. I'm like, man, like, yo, this should be a definite way you can fix this, but you just want to have a conversation about it.
And say that, exactly that. You just want to have a conversation.
You just want to talk, right? Yeah, I just want to talk. All right, well, get it off your chest, because this is still going to be a problem after we finish.
And see, and that's why they say black women live longer than men, because we do stuff like, I'm going to redirect the energy. I need to process this. I need to get this off of me. And then I'll come back, okay, let's look at resolution. But this is the reason I need to get it off me. Even the way we communicate, like, if I want to communicate some way, I'll call one of my girlfriends. Because, women, let me know what you think. If I tell a story, I'm going to tell you that this person had on a red shirt and went downstairs, and then they did this, and then this happened, and I'm going to tell you how I felt between that time, and then, he or she looked at me this way. Like, you're going to get all of that in my story. Speaking to Rashad, and I think sometimes with men, it's like, what's the problem? Did you fix it? Do you need my help? That's it.
Yeah, I don't need a whole lot of, I don't need like a verbal potpourri. I just give me the basics, all right? There was an issue, there's a thing. How long has this thing been going on? Do you want to solve the problem? Is it really a problem for you? Is it their problem? Because I kind of hear a problem. But at the end of the day, if you don't want no help with it, why are we even talking about this? And I think that's the thing that, again, it took me a long time to understand. It's like, if you don't want to solve this problem, why are you willing to talk about it? Because I know, like, for me, if it's a problem and I ain't ready to really kind of like to talk about it, deal with it, I won't have no whole lot of communication about it. Because after a while, it's like, I'm hearing the same thing over and over and over again. I know it's a problem that you have, or whatever. It could be at work, it could be family, whatever the issue is. It's definitively your problem now, because I've heard this conversation in different variations at least 10 times. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, do you really want to do something about this, or like you just want to talk a lot about this?
And see, then even look at what I do for work, being a therapist. My whole journey is let's process. So it's not that I don't want a solution. Part of this, before I get to that solution, let me process what's going on. Let me wrap my mind around it. Let me see a picture. Let me be able to get the full perspective of what's going on. Because sometimes Rashad had to not talk, because this was the arguments before. You can't carry my cross. So even though sometimes I come, because his solution sometimes is I'll come in and fix it. You can't. And I don't need you to, because you coming in and fixing doesn't fix the problem. It just prolongs it. Or it still doesn't help me. Next time I'll kind of come up and there's this same obstacle, I don't know how to conquer it because you jumped in and fixed it. So we had to have discussion of so it won't cause a disagreement of us, that I need to direct, we need to tell each other what kind of conversation we need. Usually his is already solution for you.
If it's for me, I've already
have a solution. Yeah.
No, not even that. I've already processed this in my own mind. Like, I rarely verbally process things. Like, if I'm verbally processing something with you, then I am A, really pissed off, or B, utterly confused. And I don't really try to I'll be pissed off a lot, but I don't be confused a lot. You know what I'm saying?
And the compartments you have. And see, Rashad too he has compartments, which we had to explain, this is still work in progress. Your compartments spill over. Why
I gotta be work in progress?
It is, Lord. So while he think workplace stress, it doesn't spill over to my personal life because it's work. Not so. But
I haven't thought that. I haven't thought that in years. Don't do that, yo.
But that's what I'm saying. Early on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
So we had to go with you can't put stress in a compartment and think it's going to stay there. It's not stress if it just stays in one place. You know what I mean? It's not stress. It's just a concern. So while you thinking you keeping that, it's overcoming you because you're not even now. You think you put it in a drawer and left it there, and it's not. It's only gonna come out when you at work. It didn't. When he got home, it's not in the compartment. You know, it done seeked out. So we had to work. But even with that, we talking about what argument. And this maybe sound weird for some. Argue in front of your children. Healthy arguments in front of your children. Not like if you talking about your mama and cursing each other. No, you're not healthy. But arguments in front of your children, because so many times I have heard in counseling, I don't know what to do because my parents didn't argue. They never got into arguments. Yes, they did. They probably went there behind the closed door and told each other up. They just didn't do it in front of you. But what that leaves the children is when there's a disagreement, there's no conflict resolution skills. They don't know how to handle their emotions when anger is present or someone else become angry. So I was to have healthy conversations and arguments in front of your children.
Yeah, it's okay to be like, nah, I don't really agree with this. Mm-hmm. I know sometimes for me, I will, especially early on, I will just go along and get along, and just being inside is like pissy mad all the time. And then it took me a while to be comfortable to say like, well, this ain't really what I'm trying to do. And then because I went along for so long with just agreeing, there was such pushback because this wasn't the norm that we established. So now it's like, oh, you don't want to do what you've been doing? I'm like, nah, not really, because I don't feel like doing it anymore. It's no affront to you. This is just really where I am right now. And that would definitely cause quite a few arguments because, we was trying to establish what these new norms are. And like, I don't know what episode, but we talk about how there's certain shifts over a relationship that occur, and you have to allow enough grace for your partner to shift because they're not going to remain the same person.
Yeah. Which could be difficult.
Yeah, like, of course, who they are is who they are, but like there could be some definitive things that they do or they didn't do, and all of a sudden, like, y'all, like, this is kind of my thing now. And the partner's looking like,
since when?
Like, what are you talking about? So
for the last 20 years we've been doing. Now today you're talking about that bondage.
So like for those things, in order to actually be able to eloquate your current feelings, you at least have to have some sort of established way to have an argument that hopefully will lead into just a conversation, even if it's a heated debate. That there still has to be a way for the both of you to say, hey, okay, all right. This is where I am right now. And I know this is how it wasn't, or this is even how you envisioned it. But this is where I am, and I want to be honest about where I am. And I think that's really, that can be very difficult to do at times.
Yeah. So, and when first, we don't really have too many arguments, disagreements, wherever way you want to classify. We really don't have a lot, but when we have them, it's a doozy.
Yeah.
But honestly, we don't, and we're the usually. Our arguments are a lot about perception. Like with Rashad and with me, one of my things is when I'm upset, I shut down. So that's still a work in progress for me to not shut down. But part of it is that you got to give me a breather. The reason I need to take a breath because I'm going to say some things that later on is going to come back and it's not going to be good. Rashad would tell you everything's okay, but his body language is clearly not okay. And he's still like, I'm good. And I just won't talk to you. Like, I just won't talk to you. So we had to come to a resolve where you can't tell me you're good, but your body language is telling me everything else. Also, once again, I'm a mental health professional. I'm a therapist. I read body languages. I read body language. I'm observant. That's one of the things you get.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say that because out of all that body language reading, you still don't know just to leave me alone.
No, because this is it. Rashad won't give in. It's like, okay, now this is at the 10th hour. Like, eventually, But he says that if I'm crying, you okay? You can, leave me alone.
Nah, yo.
See, leave me alone.
No, you didn't say something, yo.
Right.
I don't like sitting in this anxiety for so long.
Right. Exactly. And we used to have a rule. This is our rule. Not say everyone should do this. It's silly. If we're having disagreement and someone said a word incorrectly, disagreement over, we won. Like, if I'm having a disagreement, Rashad said mispronounce a word, I won. Argument over.
Nah, you say something silly. We supposed to start laughing at, and this no longer an argument.
It's over a long argument. And honestly,
argument is done.
We were in laughing. It's like, okay, let's sit down.
All right, this was stupid.
Right.
Let's.
And I know that doesn't work for everyone. I don't know because Rashad is an English teacher, so he's really into how you say words, and most people know his vocabulary. So when he says a word in the middle of argument and it's just like totally off, or a sentence is totally incorrect, it's like you can't talk anymore. You lost. But we both agreed, and we accept.
That's like an unspoken thing too.
Yeah, because even our children do it.
Yeah.
I remember our oldest when she was younger, maybe 8, 9, and Rashad was in her face, like really fussing at her, and he mispronounced some word, and she bust out laughing, and she was like, "What you laughing at?" He was like, "He said such and such instead of this," and all of us just bust out laughing, and that was the end of this. That was the end. Like, what? That's like, well, Rashad, she won. You said the word, and she was laughing with tears in her eye, like it was a gut laugh because he mispronounced the word. So yes, but that doesn't mean that has to be everyone's.
But either way, there should be something that triggers you to like cool off and actually like come back to some sort of equilibrium in your relationship, which can definitely be hard. Sometimes you generally don't feel like getting back to that point. You know what I'm saying? Because your feelings that hurt, and then you get that mad. No, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take a whole lot. So I know I have to be very cognizant of just myself. And I'm way more self-aware than I used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
But Bashar said it right, too. Sometimes the anger is coming from, anger is usually a secondary emotion. What it really is, I'm hurt. But it's especially, let me know for sure, for men, it's easier to portray for men to be angry than to walk around looking hurt and quote unquote weak, which I don't believe in.
Yeah. Like, so, it's such a, like, for me, like, being upset can be such a comfortable place because I know how to maneuver it. I know how to work in it. I know how to live in it. But actually having to sit down and really accept that, look, my feelings was hurt. Now, how do I react to that? And do I react with sadness? Sadness is whack. Do I react with let me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead. See, that's been an argument.
Thank you.
Get on.
Yeah, you're talking all over me.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even like with that, like, do I react to sadness or do I react with aloofness? Like, how do I respond to that? And of course, like I'm guessing you was about to say, growing up, sometimes as kids, as like men and boys, like it's always like, don't cry, don't be sad, no, and like I really wasn't real like that for real. But just like, everywhere else, that model of masculinity is clearly out there, especially
life.
Yeah, especially like in America and media and all that stuff. What you see, the images, TV,
your own peers.
Whatever. Definitely your peers. You know what I'm saying? So that whole, like, I'm gonna be a man and I gotta do this and that, a whole bunch of rah, like I gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? It's never really been me. But being angry about stuff and staying angry about stuff,
and that's the thing. Even with defining, like even looking at like wrestling or professional boxing, there are certain rules and guidelines that you have to go by, and that's the same thing for when arguing. How about instead, especially if we are a team, instead of saying being angry, tell me you hurt my feelings. Which I know it could be a pride swallow, right? But
that's I don't think I've ever said, Keisha, you hurt my feelings.
You don't. You get angry. I'm mad. That's like, you heard your feelings hurt?
Nah,
I'm mad. Like,
hurt my feelings. You know my face that nonsense.
But if we're on the same team, what's in saying my feelings hurt?
Because it can be difficult to allow myself to be vulnerable enough to you to have my feelings in your head. And a lot of times, I hear this a lot from other people as well, that using those feelings at a later date against me, which this is something that we talked about not doing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we don't.
No,
do
we
that.
don't. No, because that was one of the things where I said early on, I was like, look, yo, I'm not going to throw what I do for you in your face. To the point where seeing how you be forgetting all types of things, where you just forget in general. So I have to remind you, like, look, this is what, this, and that. And it's hard for me to do because it feels like I'm just throwing it in your face. When it's really just, I'm reminding you because you have simply forgotten. You feel what I'm saying? And that's and that right there for me is still an adjustment because you have a brain tumor, so it's not like I can be like, oh, I did this and that. It's not even like that. It's like, yo, you just don't remember.
And that's the thing, really. It's not me selective memory. I have short-term memory loss because of my medical issues. So certain things I literally do not remember. Even with that, with my medical, we had to adjust that. Don't bring up X, Y, and Z unless you really want to, like, you want to fight. And when I say fight, it's no coming back. Like, so certain things, certain parameters we had to put around it. Transition to now my memory. So certain things, but then certain things I got the best memory in the house.
It don't even make sense. And for a minute, like, I thought, like, yo, like, why is you lying to me, yo? Like, but then I have to just accept, like, this really is.
Yeah,
what
when the doctor's
is.
like, no,
that's
That's
no,
true.
Mr. Jones, this is for real. I'm like, man, why are you on her side with this nonsense, yo? You sound stupid too. But
so even with that, but defining what are you arguing for? It's a disagreement, but if we're still on the same team, like if you, like you say, having the pit crew, being on the football team, you have a crew. We're still on the same team, so the still objective is to get to the finish line, to get this successfully, to win the Super Bowl, to win, to get the trophy at the end. But if you're gonna cut me down there, what are we looking at? What team are we really on? So still trying to argue and remember that we're still on the same team. If I cut him down and vice versa, that makes it hard to get to the goal, or may make it impossible to get to the goal.
Yeah.
And then you look, and I tell people, trust is something that takes forever to build and 2 seconds to break it. And it could be a simple word, and it's like, trust gone.
You ain't lying.
What you think about Michelle?
Yeah, nah, this is, I mean, like, it's definitively a real statement. Like, it's trust is like, it's, how can I put this? Trust is like it's like a renewable resource, so to speak. Like, if it doesn't rain, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, this is a sorry example. I'm trying my best to come up with an analogy for this. You know what I'm saying? And this is not working right now. Usually I'll be better than this, but right now this analogy is terrible.
Later tonight, he gonna be like, got it.
I know, I'm gonna be so pissed too. I'm gonna be angry about that. But nah, like, trust is definitely something that you have to keep on doing. Oh yeah, trust is a daily thing. There we go. It renews daily. You know what I'm saying?
It should.
I'm saying, like, but you can't, oh, I got trust, and this is like something that I had to figure out too. Like, look, some people they don't even trust like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you may have done something unknowingly, or like for me, I may have said something just like out of pocket, and I'm just joking, and they take it to heart, and all of a sudden,
all
boom.
jokes ain't jokes.
Nah, yo, especially when they hit too close. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you trying to be funny, yo? Like, and then trust is gone, yo.
So even you looking at the argument, if you don't trust this person anyway that you're in a relationship with, or trust is a struggle, the arguments are gonna always go left because they're always, in our perception, they're always a gut punch.
Yeah, it's like you always trying to get me.
It's always a TKO. You know what I mean? So my guard. So it's like I'm gonna hit you first. I'm gonna hit you my best line. I'm gonna hit you first and knock you down before you can have a chance to really get me, or vice versa. And so that's the thing. If there's some way where there's no trust, then trying to work it out, because all the arguments probably gonna go.
They gonna all go left,
man. Or even passive aggressive arguments.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care. You know what I mean? So I would say wrap it up in arguments. When you're talking with your spouse, make it clear the goal. If you just want to talk, or if you want to help with a solution. 2, remembering that we're on the same team. Our goal is to get that trophy, to go to Disney World, whatever that goal is. We're going to work towards getting there together. And I know that I can't get there without him, and he can't get there without me, because it's our goal. So I don't need to break your leg or vice versa, So, because that could make it harder for us to get to our goal.
Definitely.
And then communicate what you're really feeling. Not that I'm gonna be angry because I'm really, it's an internal battle with you. I don't want to be vulnerable, but especially if you deem it a safe place, you gotta say what it is. My feelings is hurt. You gotta keep it. We always somebody keeping 100. That you keeping 100.
Do you really say keep it 100?
Keeping 100. Keep it $1.
Oh my God, it's a good place to stop. But yeah.
And last one.
Oh my God, you got
argue in front of your children, but in a healthy way, so you can show them conflict resolution skills.
Yeah, but if you can't resolve no conflicts, don't argue in front of your kids. Because then it just becomes trauma for them.
Yes, right. If you are like, your mama this and F you and you a B and that's why I did, don't do it in front of the children. Conversation is, Rashad want pizza, I want hamburger. Why we always eating pizza? Why we only hamburger? Okay, let's come to the middle ground. We're gonna have Chinese food. That's a more of a healthy argument to have in front of the children, so they can see how 2 people come to a solution.
Yeah, a whole lot of food arguments in here. But anyway,
for real.
We will see you next time. Hopefully, be next week.
I'm coming back.
It's all up to her. Oh, catch us on the social at it's the truth.
Shut up.
At Trakesha Jones on IG and on Facebook. Make sure you are following TR Consultants on Facebook as well. Until next time.